Draft Intel is the newest tool from FantasyPros that gives you an edge in your draft by analyzing insights into how your league mates make decisions. When you sync your league with FantasyPros, we'll automatically analyze your league's draft history and find patterns in how your league mates draft. You'll then be shown the patterns found for drafts over the last 5 years. You will see everything from how long a team waits to take their first quarterback, how running back heavy they are in the first few rounds, or if they draft backup tight ends. The insights you gain will help you win. Let's see how. To start, head over to the Draft Wizard suite of tools, or directly to the Draft Intel page, which is linked below. If you haven't done so already, you'll be prompted to create or log into a FantasyPros account. Then you can go ahead and sync your league. Once you've synced your league, we will automatically pull in your league's draft history and run an analysis for patterns and tendencies. Simply head over to the Draft Intel page and you will see all of the detected patterns. Freely navigate between all of the teams in your league to see the draft patterns detected for each team's manager. When looking into individual teams' patterns, click on any insight to see additional details related to that draft pattern. For example, we see here that this manager spends nearly every pick in their first 3 rounds on running back or wide receiver. Looking into the additional details, we can gather that they typically select 2 running backs and 1 wide receiver for each draft. From other patterns detected, we can even take this analysis one step further to see that they largely go running back, wide receiver, running back. But we see an outlier in 2018. Further down, we can see exactly what they opted for instead. A tight end, Zach Ertz, was selected in the 3rd round. Insights like these are what makes this tool the most powerful. With context of how your league mates use their picks throughout the draft and how these patterns develop each year, you begin to gain a complete story of how each team manager behaves when it comes to their draft strategy. These insights can be very impactful when it comes to practicing and preparing for your draft. Speaking of practicing your draft, premium users can use the tendencies discovered to automatically create drafting personas to mock draft against. The mock draft simulator has always been the most accurate mock drafting tool available, but now with Draft Intel, your mock drafts are tailored directly to practicing against bots that mirror your league mates. On the Draft Intel page, you can customize which patterns you want enabled for each bot. Toggle any or all patterns you would like each team's bot to use in a mock draft. For example, if we see that this team's manager has never drafted a tight end before round 6, but we personally think that tight end could be drafted earlier and more often this year than ever before, we may want to exclude the specific tendency. Now, this team's bot won't automatically hold out until round 6 or later to draft a tight end. If a solid tight end is available in the earlier rounds and is considered good value, the bot may just select that player. Customize each team to test out drafting with different strategies and drafting against different strategies. Turn patterns on and off freely to fine-tune between each mock draft. After deciding which patterns you want to use, Draft Intel will automatically apply those behaviors for you to practice with. From there, jump into the mock draft simulator to begin experiencing mock drafts that feel like your real draft. You'll be ready for draft day in no time.
Thanks for tuning in to the Fantasy Pros YouTube channel. Don't forget to check out our featured videos. And while you're at it, make sure to follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at FantasyPros, so you can get the latest news and updates to give you the edge you need in your fantasy league.